that theme of the spirit of unity. So we are just a few minutes away from having him arrive here at Love Field. We're seeing right now, Matt, if you can take a look over to our left, a police presence. I believe that is Arlington Police, and it looks like the motorcade is now just arriving. Anticipated right on time as we had understood. Again, Irving Police, Arlington Police, and Grand Prairie Police were all a part of the security detail, if you will, of this motorcade. And again, you know, President Obama really talking about the fact that we are all the children of God. I think that's one moment that will really stand out to a lot of people who listened to his words today. He was recalling how dramatically race relations have improved in his lifetime, but added, of course, he's not naive to the racial hatred that remains. So as we prepare for this motorcade to arrive here at Love Field, you are looking live at the president about to board Air Force One, and the vice president, we understand, shortly behind him. So Shelley and Marcus, that is the very latest from Love Field. We'll toss it back to you.
All right, Sonia, our thanks to you there at Love Field as we look at the president's motorcade make its way to Air Force One, where the president will take off to Washington, where tomorrow he is expected to bring together religious leaders, community leaders, and also just everyday people to discuss how we can move this country forward in terms of the racial divide that many people say exists here, and hopefully to never see something like this happen again.
Yeah, one of the quotes we heard today that I really like was, "We don't want to be united in grief." You know, everybody is grieving right now. We wanted to be united in hope, and that is the way we should move forward. Of course, that's very difficult. One of the things President Bush said that John McCain and I both were very touched by is we tend to judge each other off of the worst exception, but you have the best of intentions when you're judging yourself. And so it's just that moment of reflection, because basically I felt like both presidents today were saying, hey, we're all guilty in some way, shape, or form, every single one of us, and it's time to stop.
And that, Shelley, is what I heard outside that ceremony at Clyde Warren Park, where I was this afternoon, in talking with people who wanted to see the president. They wanted to see the former president, George W. Bush, as well as city leaders, and hear what they would have to say as we begin this process of healing. And we see President Obama just getting out of the limousine there. The people we were talking to who didn't make it into the Meyerson, that is what they were hoping to hear, find a sense of healing, but also taking it upon themselves in their own way to not judge one another, and instead to lift one another up and move this country forward.
A lot of the reaction from officers was that they do feel uplifted after this. And Chief Brown, I have to say, I've never seen him, through all the interviews, all the press conferences, all the things we've done with Chief Brown over the years, I have never seen him quite like he was today, you know, quoting Stevie Wonder with such passion and such. He really, I mean, I had goosebumps when he was talking. It was really an incredible day here for Dallas, and the nation certainly watching as the president and the first lady are headed up, about to go back to Washington, D.C. You know, for us, we're thinking, oh, this is a local event. This is all over every network channel. This is all people across the nation talking about.
And people across the nation have truly been impacted by this. And we hear it all the time that it could have been here. It could happen anywhere. And this happened in Dallas, and we have seen our police chief and our mayor step up, knowing that the nation is watching and that the nation is grieving.
And that was one of President Obama really pointed that out today. He was saying, wow, look at the two leaders of this city of Dallas, Chief Brown, Mike Rawlings, two totally different backgrounds. And in fact, Mike Rawlings saying, hey, Chief Brown, you're my rock, and from South Oak Cliff, and then the crowd went wild. It was a very poignant moment for Dallas today.
And of course, Shelley, everything that we are seeing right now, the president here in Air Force One, all of the dignitaries and the state and local leaders coming together, it is all to honor our
Back
fallen
to blues.
officers, men who served our community at the cost of their own lives. And
Lives
the
matter.
memorials and funerals will begin. We start with DPD Senior Corporal Lauren Ahrens. His
move on.
visitation is today from 5 to 9 p.m. His funeral is set for
Stop
tomorrow at
all
11
the
a.m. at Prestonwood Baptist
BLM
Church in Plano.
rallies.
Ahrens' friends called him Meat. He
Put
was
a
known as a
stop
big
to
guy
him.
with a wicked sense of humor, and he served 14 years on the force.
The public is invited to attend Dallas Police Sergeant Michael Smith's funeral service. That's at noon on Thursday at Watermark Church in Dallas. Smith was a former Army Ranger, and he was planning to retire from DPD just next year.
And visitation is underway right now in Corsicana for Dart Officer Brent Thompson. It is being held at Griffin Ruffton Funeral Home until 9 o'clock tonight. He was the first Dart officer killed in the line of duty.
Dallas Police Officer Michael Kroll's visitation is Thursday from 5 to 9 at Prestonwood Baptist Church in Plano. His funeral is Friday. Officer Kroll had moved here from Michigan to take the job at DPD.
There will be a rosary held Friday night for DPD Officer Patrick Samaripa. It will be at Wilkerson Grimes Athletic Complex in Fort Worth. His funeral is set for Saturday at that same location. Mr. Samaripa was an Iraqi war veteran.
Now, if you would like to help the families here of these officers killed and injured in the ambush, you can by donating money. We've made it very simple. Just go to WFAA.com/StandUnited. All of the funds are going directly to the families.